People's quote of the day: want to make more? Okay, then create more. You are now listening to episode 10 of the People's Mentors podcast featuring Juan Pablo. DJ Cool, play a boss instrumental, please. Oh, by the way, we're back. Today's topic: produce more value. Today's topic, we're going to talk about the following 5 items. Know and exceed your current expectations. Automate your current tasks to undertake more and ask for more. Number 3, practice off the court. Number 4, the squeaky wheel gets the grease. And number 5, you still don't see it? Then market yourself elsewhere, like LeBron James said. I'm taking my talents to South Beach. You gotta know what your talents are and take them to where they're well deserved. Now, this was inspired by the people's question. Oh, I had to quit because they wanted me to do more than what I'm paid to do. Ain't they wrong for that, Juan? I had to reply, no, they're absolutely right. You wrong for the way you thinking. I was actually doing a workshop, right? Doing a credit repair workshop for a company, has about 600 to 700 employees. So I was honored at the opportunity that they invited me to do a workshop for their employees. For one, that speaks volumes of the leadership team, that they actually want their employees to have better credit so they can afford a home. So it has nothing to do with work. That was just a personal goal they had for their own employees. And they reached out to me to be able to do a workshop for their team to improve their credit. So I was just awestruck by the level of care the leadership had for their team, for their staff, their employees. However, there was one disgruntled employee who was upset. She was talking about how this same employer wanted her to produce more value. And she was upset by that. They want me to do more than what I'm paid to do? I'm thinking, well, how else do you expect to get a raise? You have to produce more in order to get more. And that's the quote. I actually created that quote. You want to make more? Okay, then create more. You want to make more money? Then create more value. That's how it is, especially from an employer standpoint, because I'm an employer. I hire people, and I tend to promote people based upon the increased value that they create for the company. But if they're not increasing the value, then why would I increase their compensation? Makes no sense. But unfortunately, she didn't get that. And was she in that workshop? Nope. She was not, because she quit because they asked her to do more. Don't be that person, guys. Don't be that person. So that tied into the personal experience I had with the attending a credit repair workshop. So that leads us into the topics, correct? Let's get into it. Produce more value. Number 1, know your expectations. And secondly, exceed your current expectations. If you're currently a 9-to-5 employee, no problems with that, no issues. But make sure you know what you're supposed to be doing, know your numbers, your metrics. Every position should have a number. And if you're working at a job, you'll know your number, whether you're in sales, I have to do 12 calls a day, or whether you're in customer service, I need to have a churn rate below 15%. Let's say you're admin, administrative assistant, setting up 13 appointments a day. Whatever your job description is, you should have a number. And once you know that number, your main objective is to exceed it. Your name is on it, and you should have high self-esteem, very high, to the point, no matter what your name is on, no matter what job you are assigned to do, whether you want to do it or not, you're going to be great at it. Not just good, but great at it, because you know that you have to exceed their expectations. And I want you always to have that mindset. Because if you're always focused on exceeding the expectations, guess what you're doing? You're going to create more value. And when you create more value, what do you get in return? More compensation. Well, hold on, Juan Pablo. I thought you always talked about quitting your day job. Don't you have a book called Quit Your Day Job? Why are you talking about being a good employee? I was a good employee at my 9-to-5. I started off working for the government, making $39,000 a year, till I increased my revenue to $86,000. I more than doubled it, while at the same time working in my spare time on real estate investing. I'm all for financial freedom, financial independence. But I'm not for shirking your responsibilities at your 9 to 5. It's your name. Your name is more valuable than silver and gold. You're probably thinking, hey, bro, calm it down, man. I feel like you're yelling in my ear. I'm just getting passionate. I really get passionate about this topic because I did not shirk my responsibilities at my 9 to 5. Okay, so know and exceed your expectations. Don't just meet the status quo. Leaders are never complacent with the status quo. That's one of the top 10 qualities of leadership. If you read the book by John Maxwell, he mentioned that. They're not satisfied with the status quo. They climb the ranks and they make more. But how can you expect to make more if you're showcasing that you're fine, you're okay, you're mediocre where your work is concerned? By continually meeting the status quo and sticking only to the status quo. Number 2, automate your current activities, your tasks, to undertake more and ask for more. So after working on your current tasks for some time, you should get to the point to which you tolerate them with ease. It's kind of like lifting weights. If you're used to lifting that 10-pound weight, you're just getting started, getting healthy, getting into the gym, doing bicep curls. After a period of several weeks, that 10 pounds doing 10 reps and doing 3 sets will get easier. To the point, so easy that you'll soon realize your muscles cease in growth. They'll develop to a point that their muscles are not growing to its maximum potential. So you don't want to be that person in the gym that keeps lifting that same weight with the same intensity, with the same number of reps, with the same number of sets, and never experiencing growth. You want to be that person in the gym that says, you know what? It's been week 4 now. This 10 pounds is getting easier. I'm going to increase it to 12.5. Or this 10 reps is getting easy. I'm going to increase my reps to 15. Or you know what? I've been doing 10 reps in a minute. Maybe if I could do it in 45 seconds and reduce my rest time. That's the point I want you to become, or I want you to get at. I want you to automate it. I want you to undertake more tasks so you can get a better result. Think smart of how you can make your tasks more efficient so that you can do more. That's how you make room for do more. Because you might be thinking, well, how can I create more, Juan, if I'm always busy doing these tasks during the day? I only have 8 hours in a day to work. How can I do more? I'm already doing these many tasks. Well, now it's time for you to think like a business owner, even though you're still an employee. A business owner always thinks, how can I make things efficient? How can I make more with less? How can I automate this task? How can I streamline this process? How can I reduce the steps from 9 steps to 7 steps so that time I spend on those 2 steps can allow me time to do more? So that way I can earn more. Next item, practice off the court. So this is a question I asked someone before. They say, yeah, I want to be a manager. Yes, I want to be in leadership within a company. So then I follow up with this question. Well, that's great. I'm glad you are ambitious. But answer this question. How many books you read on management or leadership? Then it's a blank stare. It's like a deer caught in headlights. So I follow up by saying, hey, just to avoid the awkward silence. Hey, well, maybe you should. But I'm busy at my 9 to 5. I'm working 8 hours a day. I barely take a lunch. How can I learn about management? How can I learn about leadership within those constraints? Well, my friend, if you can't streamline it, like I mentioned in the last point, then the answer is obvious. You got to practice in your spare time. Practice in my spare time? No, I got family. I got friends. I got NBA finals. I got my TV shows to watch. I need my me time. No, I can't. Cool. Keep your me time, but don't expect to get paid more. It's that simple. But if you want to make more, you got to create more. And you can create more if you practice on management and leadership in your spare time. So read books, take some seminars, attend some classes, associate with someone who's in leadership at your company and take them out to lunch, take them out to dinner, pick their brain. But you have to practice off the court. And that's when players get great, DJ Cool. They get greater when they practice hard, correct? For sure, right? If you practice hard off the court, isn't it safe to say that you'll actually play harder on the court? So make sure you adopt that mindset. Practice off the court. If it requires your spare time, so be it. But you'll be a far better player. And like Deion Sanders says, hey, if you look good, you feel good. You feel good, you play good. You play good, they pay good. So if you play good because you're playing good off the court, they will pay good as well. And I know you're thinking, hey, I thought you talked about financial freedom. Why are you talking about being a great employee? I'll come up to that in a second. Next point. The squeaky wheel gets the grease. So not everyone is watching what you do play by play. So what you have to do? You have to market yourself. Now, this happened to me when I was an employer at my 9-to-5. I had a clerk working for me. I was a supervisor. And it came to the performance reviews. And so I gave her a standard review of 3. The review was 1 to 5. 5 being excellent, 1 being poor, horrible. So I gave her a 3. And she said, hold on, Juan, why'd you give me a 3? I'm like, because I thought your work was standard. You know, you met the status quo. She said, no, I exceeded it. And look, here's proof. I documented. Look here, remember on this day, you asked me to stay late, and I stayed late and worked the weekend and finished this project on time, despite doing my other activities. Oh, Juan, you remember I also trained this other clerk, which is not in my job description, by the way, but I helped you out because you were out of town as a result of a conference you had to attend for work-related reasons, so I had to train this new hire and blah, blah, blah. She had everything documented. And then I looked at her and said, wow, you're absolutely right. Even though these activities took place months ago, it just skipped my mind. I didn't think about it. My apologies. Thank you for bringing this to my attention. And I gave her a way better review. So she was that squeaky wheel in that case. Not everyone is watching what you do. Okay? So she got the grease when she brought her documented successes up at the opportune time. So make sure you do the same thing. Bring up your documented successes. Whatever you did that was successful, document it and bring it up at the best time. And number 5, they still don't see it, then market yourself elsewhere. Just like LeBron, bring your talents to South Beach. But in your case, bring your talents to your own business. Now I'm tired of being financially free independent. If you're at a 9-to-5 in which you feel that you're being underappreciated, you're not receiving the praise and the accolades that you should be receiving, or you're not making the return, the compensation, the value that you think you should be receiving based upon your value, then guess what? That's really great. I'm glad you feel that way. If you're working at 9-to-5 and that you feel undeserved, underappreciated, excellent. That's a great frustration. But make sure you channel that frustration to do a job or start a business or start real estate investing, which is something that you really want to do deliberately. And that's what I did. I tried my best to be the best manager I could be, the best supervisor I could be at my previous job. I worked diligently, but I didn't receive the results that I wanted or the treatment that I thought I deserved. But I didn't get upset with my supervisor. I didn't get upset with my employer. I didn't get upset with my 9-to-5. I got upset with me and said, hey, Juan, well, you're not living in a communist society. If you're unhappy where you're at, then bring your talents elsewhere. Work harder off the court on your business than you do during your 9-to-5. And that's what I did. So if you feel that your boss may not appreciate your work ethic or that you potentially hit a ceiling because just not too much room for growth and you're tired of just being in the same position and you want to grow, then work hard off the court, start shopping for a new team, or like me, create your own team. Start your own business, your own real estate profession, or change professions, but do something. All right? Excellent, guys. So that concludes today's topic in which we discuss producing more value. Okay? Excellent. There you have it, my friends. So now we're going to switch segments in this program. You know it's that time for the People's Champ. All right, shout out to Rudy Simpson. He's actually an internal team member of 100% Finance, and he was actually beside me when the disgruntled employee voiced her frustration about they want me to do more and not even pay me more. And he just immediately heard that and he pulled me to the side, after me and the young lady parted ways. And he said, you know what? That conversation motivated me to create more value because I understand if I create more value, I will receive more. But I do understand this. I might not receive the value from my employer directly, but I will receive it from the universe nonetheless. So just keep that in mind, guys. You will always be rewarded. There's always going to be an effect to your causes. For every action, there's an equal and opposite reaction. It's law. So just because you're working your butt off at your 9 to 5, you're overworked, underpaid, don't think it's going to waste. Just because you bless that family member and they always receive it with non-cheerful attitude, disgruntled, and you're like, hey, I'm doing you a favor. Just because you don't receive the results you're looking for from that person or that company, don't think that the tables won't be turned. You will receive the results you're looking for. But don't expect it to receive it from that person or that company always. You will receive those results. Shh. Listen up.
Let's get this money.
This podcast episode is sponsored by 100% Finance. If you're interested in getting started in real estate investing without using any of your own money and would like to obtain business funding, visit 100percentfinance.com to apply for the free consultation. In 2017 alone, we helped small business owners, real estate investors alike obtain over $5.5 million. And you can be in the same position as well. So you can quit your day job via passive income. The link is in the description. Excellent, guys. So this is the conclusion of the podcast. My last word of motivation is this. Just be an expectation. When you produce more value, expect the results in abundance. But just keep in mind, those results may not come from that particular company or particular person, your employer, your boss, but it will come from somewhere. Just have an abundance mindset and just be grateful to God that He will bestow upon you abundance, but stay in expectation. You're creating more value. You're producing more value. So expect to receive more as a result. Okay, guys, so that's it. As always, this is to your success. Continue to earn passively, live passionately. If you found value, please like, share, and subscribe this podcast right now. All right, guys. Peace.
DJ Queen.